Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or as I like to call it, our little corner of the internet, which I love so very much. I'm really excited to go over these clips with you guys. I just want to remind you that this is for entertainment purposes only, and we're going to get right into it, okay? And if you can stick with me, I have a little announcement, perhaps a little giveaway action going on, so stay tuned for more details on that. Let's go. Uh, okay. So, okay, his wallet is on fire, right? Doesn't seem to care that much. Closes it. Closes it and looks around to make sure no one else saw, perhaps? I don't know, but interesting if we can pay with fire now. That's cool. What in the world?
He was standing like a robot. I mean, his hands were really down like this against his side, and his eyes were really big, and he looked so scared. And I stepped toward him, and I remember thinking, my God, he's paralyzed with fear. That's the thought that went through my mind. And I stepped toward him, and I put my hands out to him, and I said, sweetie, they won't hurt you. They won't hurt you. You'll be okay. They won't hurt you. And it was like he couldn't even hear me. He didn't look at me. His eyes were just like straight ahead. And the light was all around us at that time. But there was nothing I could do. And that's the last thing that I remember. Everything after that was like a dream. It just got like really, like in a dream where things, out of sequence, and I knew I wasn't in my home. I didn't know where I was, but I could hear Danny screaming, and I was just like trying to hit something. I remember it was just really crazy. And then the next thing that I remember was waking up the next morning.
Do you believe?
Yeah. I mean, I certainly believe in abductions. I think there are some pretty compelling stories out there. There's that movie. Oh my gosh, what is that movie about those four guys who were logging? If you guys can remember the name of it, let me know. But it's pretty good. It's one of those famous cases of abductions. Yeah. It must be very scary because one of the primary things that you hear is the paralyzing aspects. Like you just can't move no matter what. And if she's hearing her child screaming and she's unable to do anything, that's so scary. My grandpapa actually had a really good encounter story. It wasn't an abduction, but he and his brothers, when he was very young, they all have the same exact story about some beings that were not from here. Hmm?
I just got back inside the house. I was putting my daughter on the bus. And I came in, nobody else is here, and I'm hearing something on our basement stair. Right there. I'm gonna check it out. Stop. Hello?
See, these things I'm so conflicted on. I'm sure you are too, because obviously it could be somebody in the other room just banging on the wall. That's the obvious thing about these. But it can't always be that. Sometimes it's something. And this guy could really be in his home by himself, actually afraid, of some entity in his house. Because they exist. They do. So I think videos like this really give the whole experience of something paranormal kind of a bad name. Not because they're not true, but because they're so easily arguable.
We're told this house is haunted, and we're here to find out. The homeowner claims the house is haunted, and after 20 years of living here, he's moving out. Before he left us alone for the night, he did tell us to pay attention to the attic door. That's where the most action is, and that's where we're headed. Is this a haunted house? I don't know, but we're about to find out.
Let's walk away. Oh, there it is. So keep the light on it. Keep the light on it.
All right, so this place is, what, 1940, 1920s? What do we got? I don't know what it is.
Go ahead, push it shut again.
Stop. That's kind of hard to close.
Yeah. There.
But there's no air, there's nothing. It just closed you. That pushed back.
Yeah. Three, two, one.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Lock.
Danger, it's pushing it.
Yeah, lock it.
I can't.
Lock it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. We're not doing that one.
This is another one that could so easily be just one of those old doors, you know, that just doesn't latch right or can't stay latched. It's super old house, probably the same exact locking mechanism as it always was. I hate to be a debunker. I hate to be a Scully today, but some of these just, I don't know. I feel like are too easily debunked. Now this one, on the other hand, have you guys seen this one circulating? This one. Oh, hold on. You guys have to hear it too. Yeah, that one. So it's easy to be like, oh, the little girl was, you know, doing that thing with her feet. So obviously there were portions of time that she could have been moving. I suppose she's a very small child, but I could see that as an argument. But a lot of that, she was just laying down and she ran this way and it was going that way. So it's not like James was on the other side, like pulling it. Could be. I mean, there's a debunkable explanation for everything, really, but there's also that possibility, which is why we're here, right? There's that possibility that it's real, and that seemed pretty real. And how do you not, like, that little girl was saying, "Mommy, help me," so many times, and then just having conversations. I know little kids have random conversations, but sometimes they're talking to, like, something, you know, and you need to be a little more aware when your child is yelling, "Help me, Mommy," and being pulled away. So I just want to remind you guys that I make these videos every single day of the week. So if you're enjoying the content as much as I love making it, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community. There's a couple of things that I really want to say. One, is one of our very own subscribers here. One of our beloved members of this amazing community that we're building is currently in the hospital. He's dealing with some things and he's going to be there till after Christmas. Everything's going to be fine. I am 100% certain, but I just want us all as a community to build together and wish all wellness for our friend Jason. He deserves it. He's an awesome person and a valued member here at our little channel, our little corner of the internet. So if you guys could just keep Jason in your prayers tonight. And yeah, that's what I really wanted to say. The other thing is, check this out. I ordered this ornament and I am so excited. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay. It's this big, but I knew that it would be really tough to see, so I took that picture. See, it's like terrible, but you get the idea. This is what it looks like. Well, I may have accidentally ordered two. So I kind of thought it would be a really cool idea if we could have friendship ornaments. So tomorrow I'm going to give you guys instructions for the Christmas one. Most likely it's going to be to leave some sort of comment saying something specific. And then we'll put everybody's username who submits, into the contest, into some sort of generator that's going to pick one for us. And so it's completely random. And we'll go ahead and pick a winner. And then hopefully just know that you're going to have to email me your address because I'm going to send it to you. So we can have bestie ornaments. How cool is that? But the most important thing is keeping our friend in your prayers and thoughts. So make sure you're doing that. And Jason, we are all here behind you and we can't wait till you get better. So positive vibes only, my friends. Moving on. Have you guys heard? It was a long time ago, back in 1994, the Zimbabwe UFO situation. I know it's circulated around the internet, but it's caught me.
So he interviewed all those children in Zimbabwe that had a mass sighting, and that one's
crazy.
Very compelling, very, very, very compelling, because all these kids have the same story, and he talks to them independently, and they all have the same story.
And then we saw something shiny, so we all ran down over there, and we saw two people. They were in tight black suit, and they had big eyes.
You made a drawing, huh? It looked like this?
No, yeah, something like that.
I thought they were crazy. I thought they were crazy just coming to our school doing nothing. And all I saw was something like silver coming down.
And we looked up and I thought to myself, that can't be an airplane because it was very shiny. It looked kind of like a cigarette, It was a long thing and then on the end it was all shiny.
If these fucking whistleblowers are telling the truth, we have been visited.
Yeah.
And these kids are telling the truth, which makes way more sense than they're all just lying and they all have the same story.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
I have a couple on these because I'm interested. Maybe you are too. Some of the information overlaps a little, but they all added a little something.
And we saw two people. They were in tight black suit, and they had big eyes. One of them was running in slow motion up across the ship, and the other one was standing beside the ship.
On a bright sunny September day in 1994, 62 schoolchildren at Ariel School in Rua, Zimbabwe were outside for lunch when they saw a large silver UFO hovering above the school. The object was so close that they were able to see 1 to 4 small gray beings with big black eyes dressed in all black exit the UFO and approach the children. The children who saw these creatures claimed a telepathic message was relayed to them.
The aliens came to warn us something's gonna happen, that something bad is gonna happen to the Earth.
The telepathic message was that technology is a real problem.
Yes.
And there's things that people are doing with technology that are going to ruin the Earth.
Yes.
The incident was investigated by several researchers, including the Zimbabwean government, which concluded that the children had not been coached or coerced into making false statements. The children's accounts of the sighting were consistent and detailed, leading some to believe the incident was a genuine UFO sighting.
Well. We're talking what? This year was 30 years since then, right? or yeah, 30 years since then. It's not like we didn't have warning. Welcome to the product of what we allowed to happen. One more on this, I think, and then we'll move over.
What do you imagine is his reason for visiting Earth?
I think it's about something that's going to happen.
Something that's going to happen?
What I thought was maybe the world's going to end. Maybe they're telling us the world's going to end. I think they want people to know that we're actually making harm on this world and we mustn't get too technologized.
How did that get communicated to you?
I don't really know, but it just popped up in my head.
Pollution.
Yes. He never said anything. It's just that the face, the eyes, they looked horrible.
And the eyes, the horrible look, had that information that you just told me?
Yes.
Now, the people in Africa don't have television. They might have a radio, but I can tell you the media don't deal with UFOs there. They're but nervous of it. So where would they pick it up? Is it a mass telepathy?
If someone were to say, well, you know, you just have a lively imagination and you made this up, what would you say?
I haven't been influenced by any of my friends. I have seen what I've seen.
I'd be curious to see a more updated interview from these guys, see how well they remember it or how they feel it's come to fruition.
I had a secret clearance. I was able to go into restricted areas, which this was. And I walked into a photo lab, which was the NASA lab across the hallway. At the time, I was talking to one of the techs in there, and he drew my attention to a photograph, a NASA photograph. And this was an aerial photograph of the Earth, I'm assuming the Earth, because it had pine trees on it. And the shadows of the craft, or whatever it was, were in the same angle as the trees. And by its very nature, UFO, and I wanted to clarify that to a gentleman that was talking to me, means unidentified. So I did not know what this was. But I realized at this point that it's very secret, that it was kept secret, because I asked him, what are you going to do with this piece of information? And he said, we always airbrush these out before we sell them to the public. After that, I decided I would ask questions to other people. A guard told me that he was asked to burn some photographs and not to look at them. And there was another guard guarding him, who was in green fatigues, watching him burn the photographs. And he said he was too tempted. He looked at one, and it was a picture of a UFO. And he was very descriptive. I can go into that later with anyone. He immediately was hit in the head, and he had a big gash in his forehead. He was knocked out, and he was terrified, so he would have to be protected. So I do want to let you know that I worked out there for a number of years, and I ran into this. So it's not something everyone knows that works out there for a long time. My boss didn't know about it. Some people that sat right next to me didn't know about it. It's very strange, because I don't know how they can do it, but they can let some people know about it and then others not. I'm willing to testify before Congress that what I'm saying is true, and thank you very much.
First of all, these are super secret. Burn them, but don't look. Oh, but they were obviously watching him do it, because if the second he looked at one, he was hit over the head. That's one thing. I don't know. And there's no way, I'm sorry, I just think some people are really good at keeping secrets, because she's saying, you know, her boss didn't even know, or maybe they did. Maybe they did. We're going to get into the good clip. This is just a heartwarming story that I hope gives us all some perspective on how lucky we really are.
was a person who was covered up head to toe in a blanket leaning against the guardrail. I got out of the truck and I said, "Is there anything wrong, bud? Can I help you with anything?" And he said, no. I said, "You need to be somewhere." And he said, "Yeah, I'm headed for home." And I slept overnight in the woods on the side of the highway. Caroline and I loaded him into the truck. Being a mom, she fed him, made sure he was warm. He said, "Just drop me off on the side of the highway. I'll walk into my camp." And it was no 5-minute walk. It took me about 10, 15 minutes. I don't know how to describe what he lives in. When this man got out of the truck, he was ecstatic to be home. Out comes his little cat, Skipper. He's got someone to love and somebody loves him. It had more of an effect on me than I thought, because I posted it and I said, "I stopped today." But what I really stopped doing was complaining about, wanting a bigger house, better truck, more money. He never asked us for a nickel, but I think as a vet, we owe it to him that he lives a better life. The vets online have all been reaching out to me. They're trying to reach out to him to get him some help.
I would love to have a follow-up to this story about this guy and Skipper. How adorable is this couple? How emotional and sweet they are together. I mean, just the way they're both so affected by this moment is so beautiful. I can only imagine the help that was actually brought to this guy after this. Guys, my heart. So we're going to end it there for today. There will be an episode tomorrow for Christmas. I hope you guys can join us because we are going to be doing our little giveaway. And if not, though, I really hope you all just have the absolute best holiday. I hope you have fun. I hope everybody is safe. If you don't have anything to do, come on over. Feel free to spend some time with me. I will be here. I just want to say thank you on this most amazing day. And I know that Thanksgiving is more about gratitude, but I think Christmas and every day really is too, because that's what's important. And I am ever so grateful that you guys choose to spend your time with me. However many times you may do that, I'm grateful for every second that you spend here. Yeah, it means a lot. And that's why it's so special of a community. And that's why I knew that as soon as we heard one of our own was down for the count for the moment, I knew that we could put enough positivity into this situation to help our friend get better. So let's all just focus on happiness and gratitude and the reason for the season, and just do our best to be the best we can be. And that's all. I just want to say goodnight to my beautiful grandma. Good night to my beautiful family. Good night to you beautiful souls. I love you all, and I wish you the happiest Christmas Eve, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah.